Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
I've spoken about right to repair a few times on this channel, and I'm a big supporter of right to repair. Nathan Proctor from the Public Interest Research Group sent me a note and said, Steve, check this story out. And a bunch of other people sent it also. The Federal Trade Commission is now cracking down on Harley-Davidson and Westinghouse for illegally restricting customers' right to repair. And I suspect that the Harley-Davidson side of it will affect more people with respect to how many people have got their products. The Westinghouse action regards outdoor generators. And the allegation is that two companies are illegally restricting customers' right to repair their purchased products. The FTC's complaints charged the company's warranties included terms that conveyed that the warranty would be void if customers use independent dealers for parts or repairs. The FTC is ordering Harley-Davidson and Westinghouse to fix the warranties by removing illegal terms and recognizing the right to repair. They need to come clean with their customers and ensure that dealers compete fairly with independent third parties. And I've talked about this. There's a law called the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, and it addresses all kinds of things with respect to federal standards for consumer warranties. And one of the things that has been on the books for years, I'm talking about going back like 50 years almost, 40 years, that the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act says specifically, you cannot force people to use only your repair shops, and you cannot force them to use only your products. Now, for warranty work, maybe, but it won't void your warranty otherwise. So the best example I can give you is you buy a motorcycle, and you want to get its first oil change done. You can change the oil yourself and not use the oil made by the manufacturer. And you don't have to take it into that shop where you bought it to have them change the oil. There's no reason to do that, except if they tell you that you have to not void your warranty. And then, of course, they're making more money off of you. And that's not legal. You cannot do that. So consumers deserve choices when it comes to repairing their products, and independent dealers deserve a chance to compete, said Samuel Levine, director of the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection. These orders require Harley and Westinghouse to fix their warranties, come clean with consumers, and ensure fair competition. Other companies that squelch consumers' right to repair should take notice. They might be coming for you. But right now, it's just Harley and Westinghouse. Harley-Davidson is based in Wisconsin. Of course, they sell motorcycles worldwide. And Ohio-based MWE Investments sells Westinghouse brand outdoor power generators and related equipment. Each company offers limited warranties to consumers who buy their products that provide for no-cost repair or replacement should the products have defects or other issues. And obviously, they can tell you, if your Harley breaks down and it needs repairs under warranty, you can bring it to us. And of course, us would be the dealership. And the dealer, when repairing your Harley, is probably going to use Harley parts, right? But they can't look at your Harley and go, wait a second, you put a non-Harley spark plug in this thing? Oh, your warranty is voided. The FTC has made it a priority to protect consumers' right to repair their products. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act is one of the FTC's tools to address repair restrictions. It prohibits a company from conditioning a consumer product warranty on the consumer's use of any article or service identified by brand name unless it is provided for free. And they're glossing over something here. There actually is a mechanism in the Federal Trade Commission's rules with respect to the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act that says that if there's a particular part on your product that you don't believe anyone else is making, or not to the standard necessary for your product, you can petition the FTC for a waiver on that part. And then hold a hearing, and you say, here's why our part is superior. Here's why the use of any other part would screw this thing up. And so even if it's something that's routine maintenance, theoretically, they could say that. But they'd have to get the waiver first. And I'm not aware of anybody doing it in the automotive field. So I understand motorcycles aren't autos in that respect, but following the FTC's right to repair report, nixing the fix, the Commission issued a policy statement on repair restrictions imposed by manufacturers, pledging to ramp up investigations into illegal repair restrictions. According to the FTC's complaints, both companies imposed illegal warranty terms that voided customers' warranties if they used anyone other than the companies and their authorized dealers to get parts or repairs for their products. FTC also alleged that Harley-Davidson failed to fully disclose all the terms of its warranty in a single document, requiring consumers to contact an authorized dealership for full details. And there is a single document rule with the Magnus-Moss Warranty Act that says that if somebody hands you a limited warranty, it's got to be self-contained. They can't hand you a warranty that has in fine print someplace says, oh, by the way, see page 78 of your owner's manual. You go over there and there's a thing that says, oh, by the way, see that, it's got to be in a single document. The FTC alleges these items harm consumers and competition in multiple ways. Number one, they restrict consumer choice. So you buy a product and, for instance, your automobile uses oil. How many different manufacturers and brands of oil are out there? You should be allowed to choose as long as the oil is up to the standard necessary for your vehicle. It costs consumers more money because if you were the cheapest thing out there, you wouldn't be complaining. You're obviously not the cheapest thing out there. So you tell people they got to use your stuff even though it's more expensive. Undercutting independent dealers. There are motorcycle shops out there that can do absolutely good work on a motorcycle. And the fact that you brought your motorcycle in for something routine that wasn't covered by warranty cannot be the basis if you say, I'm going to decline your warranty coverage or cancel your warranty because you took it to that independent shop. Reducing resiliency. Consumers rely on the company's products for emergency power and transportation, and emergency power is the generators. Robust competition from aftermarket part manufacturers is critical to ensuring that consumers get the replacement parts they need when they need them and are not at the mercy of branded part supply chains. More resilient, repairable products also lead to a less wasteful stream of products that could otherwise be fixed. Under the FTC Act and the Warranty Act, the Magnus-Moss Warranty Act, the FTC has the authority to take action against companies violating the consumer protection laws, including those engaging in unfair and deceptive acts or practices. The FTC's orders in these cases prohibit further violations. So as of right now, Harley-Davidson and Westinghouse were just handed documents that said, what you're doing is illegal. Stop. We'll see what happens. They need to recognize consumers' right to repair. Both companies will be required to add specific language to their warranties saying, taking your product to be serviced by a repair shop that is not affiliated with or an authorized dealer of this company will not void this warranty. Also, using third-party parts will not void this warranty. And like I said, if they had a genuine, legitimate beef that a third-party part was going to hurt that vehicle or that generator, they could then petition the FTC and say, we have a reason that this is true. And they could demonstrate it. And if the FTC bought it, then there you go. If they don't, they could litigate it. Come clean with consumers. Both companies must send and post notices informing customers that their warranties will remain in effect even if they buy aftermarket parts or patronize independent repair shops. They also need to alert the dealers to compete fairly. Both companies are being required to direct authorized dealers to remove deceptive display materials, train and monitor their employees, and not promote branded parts and dealers over third parties. The commission vote to issue this set of complaints was 5-0. And so they also said that there's a consent agreement that's being sent out, and I'm not sure if anybody's objecting to that yet. The FTC will publish a description of the consent agreement package in the Federal Register. The agreement will be subject to public comment for 30 days beginning today, after which the Commission will decide whether to make the proposed consent order final. Instructions for filing comments appear in the published notice. Once processed, comments will be posted on regulations.gov. So this is a situation. FTC has stepped up and said these two companies are doing things wrong, and we've got this agreement that they're going to fix these things going forward. And now it does say at the front end of this is an order from the FTC, but later on it says it is an agreement. So it sounds to me like they may have already hammered out the terms of the agreement. And if they have, that's great. That means that the manufacturers won't be fighting this, but nothing surprises me these days. But it's about time. And I've talked about this before, that I've had many people, and I remember one of the most common ones was the K&N air filters that you could buy that claimed that they'd increase your horsepower or increase your gas mileage by getting better airflow through your engine. And K&N made air filters for a whole variety of cars out there. And the main thing about the K&N air filters was you could clean them. You get the filter and install it. And then if it got dirty, you take it out, clean it, put it back in. And as you can imagine, after you've done that 2 or 3 times, you've saved money because the other filters are disposable. Buy new and throw it away. Buy new and throw it away. And so there were people out there who got K&N air filters. And I remember hearing from people who said, yeah, I brought my car in for warranty repair. And they said, oh, you've got a K&N air filter on it. That voids your warranty. And now, I can see the argument. Again, just because say I see an argument doesn't mean I agree with it. But I can see an argument where somebody would say, hey, this guy brought his engine in because it ingested something. Something big came into the engine, somehow through the intake, and it lunched in there. That's an old school verb. But inside there, it damaged one of the pistons and cylinders, and it caused all kinds of internal damage. And whatever got in there, it must have come in through the air filter. And so we noticed that they had changed the air filter, or they'd readjusted the air filter box or something. They'd modified it with this K&N air filter. Therefore, we're going to deny this warranty claim. But that's a far cry from saying we're going to void your entire warranty. Because what if you brought your car in and said, my car is doing something strange? Let's assume you don't know anything about cars. And it's a rear-wheel drive car with a front engine. And they pop the hood, and they go, oh, you got a K&N air filter on it. And they put it up on a hoist, and the mechanic looks at it and goes, yeah, the differential is blown up in the rear end. Oh, well, you're going to void your warranty because of that air filter up front. What's the air filter up front got to do with the differential in the back? Zero. So I remember, and I purposely gave you two ends of the spectrum, right? Ingestion of a hard object is the obvious end where you'd say that has a very good connection to the air filter. The differential, not so much. But it's often a thing in the middle where somebody will say, my car was running poorly, was running rough, and somebody would say, yeah, that new air filter you put on somehow interferes with some of the onboard electronics, and somehow what it computes, whatever the mass airflow sensor does, no one knows, and somehow it causes that to happen. We suspect if you swap the air filter back to the factory one, that it would actually run just fine. And you can imagine where someone's going to say, wait a second, but you can't order me to use the company parts on the car. Well, like I said, if the company part does a job that your aftermarket part doesn't do, they could get away with denying that claim, but they can't void your entire warranty, right? Your bumper-to-bumper warranty. Your rear bumper fell off. Sorry, you got that K&N air filter. It ain't going to work. So there you go. Harley-Davidson and Westinghouse have been called out. We'll see what happens going forward. Nathan Proctor sent this to me. Like I said, he's the head of Right to Repair at the United States Public Interest Research Group. He heads up that division. It was also sent to me by Ralph, Robbie, Warren, David, Patrick, Kevin, and Josh. Thanks a lot, people. Questions or comments, please put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. You simply have to put one foot in front of the other and keep going. Put blinders on and plow right ahead.